Welcome back. Today we are going to learn about how to visualize lakes. Namely, we are going to build two-dimensional and three-dimensional bathymetry, so reef maps which are going to show us how the depth profile of the selected lakes change. As an example, I'm going to use the largest freshwater lake of Central Europe, Lake Balaton, as an example, but as you will see in the Python part, the code is flexible, so you can use and you can visualize any lake you want. Alright, so let's download the GLOBathy Global Bathymetry raster dataset. You can see here that it's a fairly large piece, but once you download and unzip it, you will see that it actually consists of many folders and many files, each file corresponding to one single lake. So after downloading it, and I will add the link in the notebook, we can start processing it and exploring it. So let's add the link to the data sources and also the basic imports. Yep, here some packages are imported twice, but well, it's better to import something twice than not at all. First, I'm going to explore the dataset by reading in all the basic parameters from this folder. As you will see, this first folder is kind of a registry. So here we have loads of CSV files containing some very basic information about the lakes. So let's just parse them in a quick for loop and join the data frames into one single gigantic spreadsheet. Here we have almost 3 million lakes. However, this is a global dataset, so most likely only the most famous and globally recognized lakes will have a name feature here. So let's just filter it down to those lakes which have a name. And then we can pick one as an example. For instance, the oldest lake we know, the Baikal in Russia. And then we will see that it's actually present in two spreadsheets. But the point is that here we can see its unique ID, which is 11. So in this visual, I'm going to visualize another lake, Lake Balaton, which is the largest freshwater lake in Central Europe, and it's also one of the key or most exciting landmarks of my home country, Hungary. So here you can see that it's also present in two CSV files, but that doesn't matter too much. The point is that here we have its ID. Now let's define a function which will read in the raster dataset, the bathymetry raster data, in our downloaded gigantic folder. So in the raster dataset, we will define the file name and the file path to make sure that we will pick the right file belonging to Balaton with this HiLake ID. Then, as usual, we parse the raster grid with raster.io and then return the parameters so we can use them in the later computations. So let's see how this performs when we add the ID 1251 of Balaton. Yep, here we have the raster grid, so it's about 1200 pixels high in height and about 3000 pixels in width, which checks out because Balaton is a fairly long-shaped or elongated shaped lake. First, let's do a quick visual to see how it looks like, and then we will fine-tune the map. Yep, so here some things are a little off because the lake's depth should be just around 12-15 meters. So we will move on and create a better visualization where we will also take care of these most likely -9999 zero values. So the zero values are probably marked by -9999. That's why we have the end of the scale there. So let's read the data again and create a mask to drop those things and also to smoothen the surface a little bit, because sometimes these datasets are a bit more like spiky or clumsy. And then we can create an X and Y dataset. And for the third dimension, we will create relief styled levels. So these are going to be the depth levels, which we can easily visualize using Matplotlib, using contour plots. We will color each layer in different blue, and we will also add black lines separating the different layers from each other. We will also add color labels, optionally a shore, and some housekeeping. Oh yes, and we should also add a color bar. And once we do all these things, we should have a decent map of Lake Balaton. Maybe a bit too large for this screen, but let's change that. Yep, even now. And now you can see that we have a proper contour map thanks to this built-in function. It also shows the depth lines. We have the nice color map, and of course now the range is scaled thanks to the mask to the actual total depth of the lake, which is only going down to about 12 meters. So now we have a nice depth map of Balaton, but let's see how we can turn this into a three-dimensional map. Again, as usual, now, or by now, I'm going to use Plotly, which will need a few imports, but probably we have done that already. Let me see. Yes, we have Plotly imported. So then just the data preparation. We are starting from fresh, so we are reading it again. Clear up the nonce. Get the X and Y layers. Apply the smoothing so we have a nicer surface. Downsample the grip because it's actually surprisingly heavy for Plotly. Some further cleanup to make sure that we have the floor placed where it should be, and then we will create the usual 3D surface with the surface command where the data is coming from the X, Y, and Z functions containing the coordinates and the depth of the data set. We will use blue color scales, we will use the appropriate min and max values, we will add the color scale, we will fine-tune and design the color bar and the contours. And then the layout, this will also need a bunch of customization parameters, but these are the things I nowadays usually do with ChatGPT. So when I have a working model or working version of the map without all these fine-tunings, then I tell ChatGPT to, hey, this is my function, this is my layout updating function. Please change it so that it adds the titles, this and that, or it changes the size, or it changes the margin, or does this or that, based on how I want to see it on the map. So these are the things ChatGPT is very useful for, or fine-tuning the parameters of the traces. And here we are. We can also save the map. And once we do that, we will have this nice depth profile in 3D about the Lake Balaton. And of course, you can change the code and adjust the parameters to have any other lakes visualized here. So I actually encourage you to use and reuse the code. You will find it on Substack. Oh yeah, this menu keeps popping up when I right-click on the visuals, but that's why I also export it in HTML, so it's easier to just move around the map in a browser directly. But here you can move around, you can zoom in, you can look into it literally. So that's how a 3D and also a nice 2D map of Lake Balaton looks like when we are coloring it based on the bathymetry lines. So thanks for following and stay tuned for the next tutorial.